Hey, welcome to the after show with the Mad Dog and Cole, the human bottle rocket, Farrell.
Black flags, hated by racers, loved by pirates.
I decided to fly through the air and live in the sunlight and enjoy life as much as I could, and that's just what I'm doing.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait.
Man, oh man, Mr. Evil Knievel bringing us into episode 77, hot and fast, flying through the air, living in the sunlight and enjoying life. Man, we all need to just take a step back, take a breath, live in the sunlight and enjoy life.
Live in the sunlight, enjoy life, and be thankful to those who make it all possible.
Yes,
Obviously,
sir.
we got to thank our first responders for keeping us safe as we go do our thrilling and sometimes unthrilling stuff. They allow us to have that sense of security when we're out having some good times. And of course, have to thank all of our active and retired military personnel, all the families that gave it all our KIAs, our MIAs, our POWs. Couldn't do this podcast without their extremely generous contributions.
Yeah, absolutely. Much love and respect from the Mad Dog and Cole families and our military. So while we're being thankful, man, I am so thankful for these bomber eyewears. Find them online, bombereyewear.com, on Instagram at bomber eyewear. And I changed it up today. I'm wearing the ever popular pipe bomb and a dark smoke polarized lens because I like dark smoke polarized lenses.
It's kind of your thing.
Yeah. So, check them out, hit them up, use the code MADDOG, MADDOG 20 at checkout. And, over 40 styles of frames. I don't even know how many styles of lenses. But I'll tell you what, I wore the safety lenses, and we'll get into the Red Bull Sand Scramble in a minute here. But I wore the clear tinted safety lens all night at the Sand Scramble. And I was so happy for them. I wore them through a windstorm, but we'll get into all that. But they kept my eyes safe. BomberEyewear.com. Bomber safety eyewear, bomber floating eyewear, bomber sunglasses. That's right. They float. Of course,
Most importantly,
yeah.
river season, float time.
Yes. Of course, Kicker Performance Audio. Find them online, kicker.com, on Instagram at Kicker Audio. Every other Tuesday night, live on Facebook, which is Kicker, and their YouTube channel, the Kicker Unmasked Live TV show, live at 7:30 Central. Get all kinds of tidbits of information. Such a great company, such a great story. And special shout out to my Kicker crew, J-Dub and Sandy. Got the new shirts going on. So when you get to the video, you'll check it out and you'll go, oh, yeah, that's rad. So, yeah, man. Of course, our boy Cole over at the Premix Podcast on Instagram, sharing all his passion for desert racing through the lens of a camera. And of course, that voice available to book for your party, bar mitzvah, off-road event, on-road event, or slot car race. Slide into his DMs on Instagram, the @ symbol ThePremixPodcast. Hit him up. Of course, Kelsey Morrell Film, getting all our video carnage put together nicely, spending all that time to get us up on the YouTube channel, where you'll find us at MAddOG, MAddOG, space media. And you'll see Kelsey's amazing works of art. So, so thankful for her. Find her on Instagram for all your photo and video needs at Kelsey Morel Film. Of course, Hey Keeks Marketing, banging out those templates, voice clips, cool stuff, new episode announcements that you see all over our social media. Where would we be without Hey Keeks? You got a problem? You need a website built? You need your social media handled? You need an actual influencer campaign for your new product? Find her online, heykeeks.com, or on Instagram at heykeeksmarketing. Whoo, boy, what a week. What a week.
Yeah, it's been a minute, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it has been. Man, just been sheer craziness. I've been off now for just over a week. I've been busy, all kinds of projects here that I have going on, and of course, starting to get the groundwork laid for Super Cat Fest West in April, where you'll find me here in Havasu with Team Kicker down at the Riviera Marina. Which, if you have not been to the Riviera Marina, beautiful marina,
Brand new.
incredible facility, brand new, gorgeous marina. Did a little work to the good old Mad Dog boat, fondly named the after show for obvious reasons. Thanks to Kicker Audio and Elite Audio Havasu. I had the boys over at Elite Audio Havasu build me a custom ported subwoofer box and replace the subwoofers I had, the L7 Q10s that I was running free air with L7 S10s in custom ported boxes, running those Kicker KMA 601s to each one. And dude, let me tell you, the end result, insane. Just so happy with how it came out.
I mean, you're going to be the loudest guy on the river. Let's be fair.
Not
Audio
the
is-
loudest guy,
Nope, I'm
but
calling it right now. Loudest guy.
but it's good. It's great. It's freaking amazing.
Well, I guess more importantly than being loud, it sounds good. I should clarify that part.
Yes, anybody can be loud,
I know a couple of those.
but Kicker is very well known for being loud and good, and about the only one that can do it right. So, yeah, man, just craziness. That we got our snowbird friends out for a rip in the boat. Did the touristy thing, of course. Copper Canyon water intake, 3 dunes, little private cove that I have marked that nobody seems to be able to find but me. I have to find it on my GPS.
Is it on the south side or the north side?
South of the island somewhere?
Okay.
Yes.
How are the bluegill down there?
I don't know. I don't fish, so I got spoiled living up north. We didn't fish, we caught. And now fishing's just no fun.
Yeah, but let me tell you something about your river. Is I wasn't fishing on it either, but it turns out that they confuse freckles for like bugs. So you can be sitting there on the south side and just get chomped on. So that's what I meant. How are the bluegill in your cove?
Oh yeah. In the past, I've been known to throw crunched up Fritos out there while the Viking is floating.
Genius.
Get him around her. It's cute. Yeah. So
they're like little bees.
right. So yeah, man. But we're out tomorrow for the AMA Arena Cross Championship Series presented by Kicker Audio. Championship weekend, going back to the roots at the Orleans Arena, the Orleans Casino, Las Vegas, Nevada. Looking
So
forward
rad.
to that. Yeah, it's going to be cool, dude. I am loaded. I'm ready to roll. Vikings going with me.
Sweet.
I believe I'll be presenting some awards on behalf of Kicker
Oh, wow.
and Arena Cross. So, pretty stoked for that. and it should be back to somewhat of a normal track over the sand. And we've covered it, we've beat it to death almost, how much the sand changed up the points and whatnot. We 8 points between first and second, Ryan Brees and Kyle Peters. And I don't remember how many points back to Isaiah Clark is in third, and Kyle Bitterman is 1 point or 2 points behind him in fourth. So
as you're saying, as of now, or going into
As of-
round we had before?
yeah, no, as of right now.
Because the ones I'm looking at right now say Kyle's Peter 214, Ryan Brees 195. So I might have a bad list. I don't know.
That's 8. That's 9.
That's 14, 19. That's 19.
Oh, I didn't think it was 19.
I got Kyle
Yeah.
Peters 214, Ryan Brees 195, Kyle Bitterman 165, Isaiah Clark 141.
Oh, that's old because Clark
Okay.
passed him in Daytona 3. So
Well. Let's take a look here. Yeah, because I knew it was tight going into it, and I'm like, man, it seems like
yeah, it's like 8 points, and then yeah, it's tight. It's tighter than that. That sand just really shook things up, and Peters came back and foot stomped at Daytona 3 though by winning the main on the 450. So he can do it.
Okay, you're right. Here we go.
All right, hit us.
Same website, different list. Kyle Peters 376, Ryan Brees 368, Isaiah Clark 283, Kyle Bitterman teammate 282.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Sweet.
is gonna be a hoedown here.
Yeah, it should be good. Should be good. No holds barred, I think. So it'll be interesting to see everyone's approach if they I mean, I would expect everybody in the top 5 to still go for the win. And maybe they're cautiously going for the win, or maybe they're doing the Dale Earnhardt smart thing and running for points. It'll be interesting either way. It should be a good time.
Yeah. I don't know. You know these guys even better than I do, especially on a personal level, but I don't see anybody in the top 5 being all out brawlers. I don't think this is going to be the arena cross of the 90s where people are going for clavicles and ACLs. So we'll see.
No, not likely. But Brees has proven in Daytona that he's got a temper.
Yeah, I knew that from a couple years ago when he
Yeah.
took out my guy. I almost jumped through the TV.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll see how it all stacks up.
It's going to be entertainment, that's for sure. And and we're at a time where not even Supercross right now is ending in Vegas. So what a cool place to have the series
Absolutely.
wrap up.
So iconic, such as in history, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking of awesome, man, last week, holy cow, 3rd annual Red Bull Sand Scramble, Glamis, California. Dude, it was, I hope you got to see a bunch of the clips and coverage, and man, there was nonstop action all day on race day. And for me, I left Dark 30 Wednesday morning and drove out to where we set up, which is base camp is at Osborne Lookout. Met up with the general, Mr. Butts, shout out. Got lined out, and many of you know from previous podcasts that I operate as basically a head of security and then fill in on a few other things. So I get lined out on the security stuff, and that also entails there's a lot of things that are entailed in that behind the scenes that people don't see, like appropriate things like the BLM mandating that we keep no parking on the entry road. The sandstorm covered about a third of the back road there, opposite the campsites, opposite where we have base camp. So instead of clearing the sand, it was easier to tell us not to let anybody park there. Um, so, and then maintaining, of course, a safe emergency vehicle turnaround for those first responders that we love so much. And
That one I do agree with. That is a good
yeah,
rule.
absolutely. And I am hardline on that safety stuff. And we want to, obviously we want to have fun, want to have a good time, but want to have a safe time, right? And so we need to have, I mean, at any given time, anything can happen, especially out in the dunes. So we want to be prepared and foresee ahead of time. So, you always consider in the structure of how you set up a base camp, working base camp where you have scoring and timing, you have USAC, you have a medical tent, you have emergency vehicle turnaround, you have ambulance staging. Of course, you have the pièce de resistance, Super Mario's Red Bull legendary Red Bull rig, which, by the way, is kicker equipped and sounds fantastic. But and you have trailers for media. Interesting that Video Crew uses, Video and Drone uses one trailer, rental trailer. Photography uses another rental trailer. I mean, there's just so many things that you set up. Starlink, um, and and then my rental trailer for security purposes, where I'm on site 24/7, and we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah. So there's just a lot to set up. Meanwhile, the operations guys are, the wind blew. The wind blew like a bastard Wednesday night. They had pre-run, figured out basic layout of where the course was going to be, and the wind started picking up about 12:30 or so Thursday morning, I guess it would be. I heard it through the windows of the rental trailer because my head was right at a window. And yeah, it started out just a and by about 2 hours, it was like, just whistling. I had sand dunes in the corners of the windows.
Oh wow. Did you put in like noise canceling headphones or anything to try to power through it?
No, I left my kicker Cush noise canceling headphones, which sadly they don't make anymore. But I left mine at home. Um, so, but I probably couldn't sleep with headphones on anyways because I'm so restless. So, yeah, but the wind started picking up. Man, it was gnarly. Um, and it blew hard. We had, I believe, sustained 30 with gusts over 40, upwards of 50. And of course, it completely restructured the dunes
Yep.
to where they had to make course change, and then we got a little rain, and they had to figure out something else. So, all that being said, just epic to be out there. I mean, such a incredible event. So thankful for Red Bull, Chris that manages the events for Red Bull on the West Coast. Just supporting this event 100%. And it was great to see everybody, all the operators that I only work with, 2 or 4 times a year. And the build crew, the operations team is, man, from year one, they have gelled so much, and the crews, just grown so much. They're so good at what they do. You figure we lost I think we finally we lost all of Thursday morning to the sandstorm.
Man, that
Um,
sucks. That's a lot of boring waiting.
yes, it was. It was just like sitting around in your trailer listening to music and looking at Instagram or
As the
whatever.
trailer's shaking like crazy because you're
Oh
sitting on the
yeah.
top of Osborne.
Yeah, it was rocking for sure. It was rocking enough the cupboard doors were squeaking because they were moving. It was twisting so much.
Yeah, like I mean, I remember at one point you saying something along the lines of like there was slight concern about the trailer tipping. I mean, or something, you know. I mean, I know it was.
Yeah, that was the general's trailer. He's got a really nice, really big fifth wheel. Um, and he was more direct broadside, and that thing was twisting and just like he didn't have the rear jacks down. So he had four down, but he didn't have six down. And they ended up putting the handle in the rear because it was like twisting and trailer's 2 or 3 years old and it was building sand dunes inside the windows
Jeez,
too. So
what a
it
bummer.
was it was gnarly. And if you saw any of my videos on social media, um, just so grateful for my bomber eyewear, man, because um, those uh, safe, clear tinted safety lenses, dude, just really do with the floaty foam, whatever they call it. Um, do a really good job of keeping the sand out of your eyes. So, because I still had to go out and do rounds and check on equipment and but Thursday afternoon, man, the wind died down and the operations team got after it, and I think in very short order, mostly them. I did some base camp layout stuff because I that's kind of the stuff I handle. Um, but I think they put out about 3,000 feet of bike fence.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and so it was amazing, amazing effort. Knocked it out of the park. Everybody was working double time, um, just hustling, and serious props to the whole operations crew. All you guys did a killer job, and of course, the general, Butts, he did a great job of keeping everybody directed at what they were doing, where they were going, what needed done, including myself, and just you know point and shoot, point and shoot, point and shoot. So super cool. Um, and with that, a special shout out to my dudes Tess and Eric of States and Kingdom for bringing me on once again. Um, man, you guys know how to do it. So it was it was rad. It was so good. And of course, Friday was spit and polish day, getting ready for Saturday. Friday afternoon, late afternoon, right about dinner time, they bring in a taco caterer.
Ooh,
Um, yeah, and set him up in the Red Bull VIP area, and they have a drivers meeting. Then they feed all the drivers and teams, and so that's really cool. And Friday during the day, um, once they get things kind of laid out, the operations team starts setting up the air pylons. Um, and if you don't know what those are, you've probably seen an air race where they use those giant tall ones. Those are actually air-filled pylons, and we use very much the same things, just a little smaller. Of course, that means out in the dunes, all over the dunes, you have assets set up as far as pylons, generators, um, lights, equipment, of course,
stuff of
stuff.
value.
Yes, stuff of value. The Red Bull Star tent that they set up on Sunset Hill by turn 3 is, has audio equipment, FM receiver equipment, and all that. So that means we put security guards at the stations, at each of those pylons, at each piece of equipment. We have a qualified security guard, making sure nothing disappears. And they're, of course, my responsibility to get out there. And we figured out in 22 that my dude Andrew, Super Mario's son, I'm not even going to try and say his last name because I know I'd murder it. I'm nowhere near Greek, so I cannot say it. But Andrew is basically my right hand dude at the Scramble series, and my transporter in Glamis is a classic Chenoweth 4-seat, one of the original, very original Chenoweth 4-seats with a built motor. And he transports as they start getting stuff up. We get our first round of 10 guards, 10 extra guards, which we usually have 4 to 6 at base camp. Of course, 1 down at tech and registration at the flats. So then I get 10 more. About 11 o'clock in the morning, we start cycling them out to all the pylons as the operations team gets on site and starts getting everything set up. My dude Andrew loads a guard and runs them out there, and kid grew up, he grew up out there, and is just a great wheelman. And so, and he's got young eyes. So when it comes to switching them out at 10 o'clock at night, I'm really thankful to have him going out there and delivering guards, running them 2 at a time out there and swapping guards out. But keep in mind, these guards that come in at 10 are out there by themselves at stations in the sand, until they, usually we start pulling them about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean, a lot of people don't like their jobs, but I think it would be cool to all these security guards. We talked about this last year, but like, I doubt any of those guys have really ever been in a sandrail or anything like that, especially with an experienced driver. So for the time that you leave the staging area until you get to the pylon, at least you get to have a little bit of fun doing that. But you're also getting paid to sit out under the stars and just kind of have time to reflect. And yeah, it could be boring, but kind of sounds pretty cool though too, to just get paid to be in your own thoughts for a while.
Yeah, and we added solar powered light as well as the solar powered blinky, we call it, which is a solar powered red blinking light, that we put at every pylon on what they call in the industry, they call them delineators. And those, for those of you who don't know, are the tall, skinny things you see, orange posts that you see at construction sites. You see them dropping them off when they're blocking off a lane or whatever with the reflective stripes. And then those have a solar light that actually casts some light. And then when that light goes dead, the red blinky things start. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah. So, really a brilliant setup. And that was all on Eric. Great job. Great thinking. But yeah, I mean, these guards are out there, and, some of them, we had a few that returned from last year that specifically requested that night shift.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to me because it's not my jam, but nonetheless, um, dude, as they're building race courses and, as you're swapping out guards, it took us, we had to make some adjustments because of just yeah, we had to make some adjustments with guards at stations and stuff like that, and where guards were going to be. So it took us an hour and 27 minutes to rotate out 10 guards, um, which, wasn't too bad. Um, and, by the time you get done, it's, 11:30 at night, and you come down a little bit and get everything lined out and do a few walk arounds of base camp and just check in with the guards and whatnot. Hit the rack and had a guard that wasn't feeling good, so back up. And well, first we had a guard that forgot his medication in his car, so back up, and Andrew took one of the guards from base camp out and rotated that guy out to get his stuff he needed. And of course, when you rotate somebody out of base camp, usually I fill the spot, um, and just make sure we're still good. And then, then I don't know, a couple hours later, hour and a half later, whatever it was, because you've been out there in a rail at night, you're not doing 60 miles an hour,
Shouldn't be.
It's not a fast turnaround, right?
No.
So yeah, it shouldn't be for sure. So it all takes time, and you finally get wound down a little bit. And I actually climbed into my Glamis bag, my world famous Glamis sleeping bag that I have used only at Glamis for years now. And was just kind of getting settled down, and we got a call. Guard wasn't feeling good, so back up and had to go out and rotate another one out. And that takes time, 30 minutes, maybe more time, you get everything all handled and re-coordinated. And had to shift a few guards because they were getting off at different times to make it easier to get to them in the morning. So a few little logistic deals there. And next thing you know, you're laying back down. It's like, whatever, 3 something in the morning. And then, you have another guard that forgot their second coat and was cold. And so, back up again. And I mean, you got to take care of these people. I don't
For
want
sure.
anybody,
No. Yeah. I don't know. People
stuff.
make mistakes, but also it's kind of annoying, right?
Yeah.
To be
Yeah,
fair.
for sure.
But side note, it's like these security guys and gals, let's not be sexist here, but like like I said, they're probably most likely not Glamis people, right? So
Yeah.
I just total B brain thought. I think it would really suck to be out in the dunes and like you start feeling bad enough to where you have to call it in, and then you have to get in a Chenoweth because you're feeling so bad. It's like the middle of the night. That would suck so bad.
Yeah. 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 And yeah, dude, it's like, it's crazy. And then you have these guys that um answer the check-in every hour, the check-in call every hour, code 4, which is everything's fine, and that's all you hear from them.
That's it. Yep.
If between 10:15 at night and 8 o'clock in the morning, you don't hear a word.
They're just in there, just doing their. I mean, that's good, I guess. No news is good
Yeah.
news, I guess, huh?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So, by the time we got through all that, I managed to lay my head down for a little bit. And then of course we were up and game on at 5 a.m. So I think I might have achieved an hour and a half of sleep that night. But then it's game on. I mean, it's race day, so it's go time. There's a lot to do on race day, a lot to monitor, a lot to pay attention to, especially when you're doing security and you have, everybody and their brother tells the guy at the entrance that they're with Red Bull, and they said they could park in there. And so, and of course, race day, normal days, I wear operations radio all day, 24/7. and I wear security radio 24/7. On race day, I wear the operations radio. I also wear the security radio, and then I also wear race operations um, radio, because part of my responsibility is to also make sure that I get the right cars in by the podium at the end of the race.
Pretty important.
Yeah, and it's kind of its own challenge. But yeah, you want to get the right cars staged in the right spots, So, um, but race day, there's just, there's a lot going on nonstop. It's exciting.
Lots of moving pieces.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, the world famous Daddy's Famous Foods from Glamis, Brad and Bree. Uh, I love you too. I hope you're listening. Did our on-site catering starting, I believe, Friday morning for breakfast and lunch.
Oh, nice.
And so I got to eat Daddy's Famous Foods, bacon breakfast burritos for 3 days, which was awesome.
Good.
You know,
Delicious power food.
yeah. And race day, they did burgers. He brought his what do they call that?
Oh, the
Blackstone brought his Blackstone up and did burgers right there. Um, kind of like dog and suds style, and
Yep.
you get your burger and everything's lined up behind it, and homemade potato salad, which I honestly probably ate 2 pounds at lunch. um,
Are you a potato salad guy?
I love potato
Okay.
salad.
Okay.
Yeah. I love good potato salad.
That's fair.
If you see me at a picnic and I take your wife's potato salad and I eat one spoonful and leave a blob, um, it's time for a new wife.
The reason I ask is like I generally hate macaroni salad, but if you're at a good Hawaiian spot, I love it. So that's why I'm
Yeah.
like I had to feel out your potato salad vibe.
Potato salad, macaroni salad, coleslaw. Um, oh yeah, they did lunch, I think Friday, or was that dinner? I don't know. They all blend together. They did barbecue pulled pork, smoked pulled pork,
Wow.
and dude, oh, so good. And homemade coleslaw, and have two big old brioche buns, but like Kaiser roll size, right?
Right.
Oversized, stacked with smoked pork, with barbecue sauce, and then big old blob of coleslaw on top. And it was so good. I'm making myself hungry. It was so good. But yeah, those guys, I love those guys, and they took great care of us. And special shout out if you get out to Glamis, California during the dune season, look them up. Daddy's Famous Foods down on Vendor Row. Completely unpaid solicitation, but they're awesome and I love them and I
Yeah.
can say what I want. It's my podcast. So,
I had the
well, and
food,
yours.
had the food, met the people, didn't know the two things were related. So when I found out that they were with them, it was a beautiful relationship.
Right. Absolutely. And their Glamis crack.
Yeah, that was. Do you know how scary
Oh,
that is to have a questionable coworker tell you, "Hey, you got to try Glamis crack," and it's already midnight? And I'm like, "What is it?" And they say, "You don't get to ask, just follow me." I was scared to death, but boy, was I happy to find out what it was.
I was there.
Yeah, yeah,
That was the year they woke grandma up.
yeah.
God rest her soul. May she rest in peace, but love her to death. Yeah, I woke her up to get the ice cream out.
Yeah.
So you may have, in case you're wondering about this infamous Glamis crack, um, it's deep fried Oreos.
Yep, with some
So
chocolate drizzle sauce and ice cream and
yeah, when you think you've had deep fried Oreos before and you're like, man, they're good, or I really like them, or whatever, but their batter and the way they do it is like none other in the world.
See, that's the only time I've even ever had it. I've never even had a deep fried Oreo anywhere else. So now I know I can't because I would just be let down.
Yeah, probably fair chance. Fair chance. Although it's been so long, it might be worth a try, but it won't be the same. I guarantee you.
Maybe next time I go, I'll bring my own and then
Yeah.
try theirs back to back, and they'll look at me like I'm crazy. But you
Yeah.
know,
Even I don't know.
partial
Brad
third
might
party.
slap you.
Yeah, well, that's part of the deal.
Yeah, it's true.
Got to get slapped for some crack sometimes. I don't know.
That's right. That's right. So, anyways, back to race day. Um, dude, yeah, Red Bull puts on a great race, great program. Mario's a great host. They have all the West Coast and Red Bull athlete managers. They had a bunch of influencers there, which I don't really have time to associate with or anything. Um, there's one photographer that was there, independent photographer. Um, that I know his name, but I won't say it. But if you're listening and you know anything about any of these type of things, he rides a motorcycle all the time, even in the dunes, and he's a douchebag. Um, so enough said about that.
Most
Without
photographers are. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
without going into details, we'll move on. Incredible race day. I mean, they start heat races. They have can't remember, like 40 pros, I think, and 80 something sportsmen.
So did there was so many people, did they cap the entries for sportsmen?
I think they had to,
That's
because they ended up with like 5 heat races.
like that makes me so optimistic just to hear. I mean, like we had Glen Helen the other week, and it was the biggest West Coast AMA Grand Prix ever. And just to hear like they have to cap, like it sucks if you didn't make the cut,
Right.
but it's great that there's so many people wanting to get involved. That's very exciting.
Yeah, I think they had over 80 sportsmen, I want to
Jeez,
say.
that's a lot
Um,
of wannabe Robbie Gordons out there.
Yeah, and Robbie was out there, Max was out there, with their, I think, the El Diablos. Is that what they had?
I don't know. I can't tell the difference between the cars. There's the Hefe, the Diablo, and the other one.
I don't think they were Hefes. I think they were Diablos with a bed delete.
Okay.
Um, Basically, they were a production car, like production line car with a bed delete and a straight pipe. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, Max was looking pretty racy.
It was going good until it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean he had some issues, but and he's a kid.
Yeah.
He made a straight up made an error in judgment. Um, and on the dunes,
So easy to do out there, especially
yeah,
racing. Like dune racing isn't a thing. You know what I mean?
right. And the speeds that they were going,
Yeah.
that the pros were going, holy cow, and he wadded the car pretty hard, but it didn't take as much damage as I would have expected,
Yeah, that's fair.
and especially not for a production cage, um, you know, but I had a chance to talk to Robbie a few times and Max, and I talked to Robbie after, and um, it was what, like, what the hell? And he said the idiot was trying to jump into that bowl. I
But
don't I don't know if he called him an idiot, but he was trying to pass like 3 cars that were taking the high line. He thought he saw a line where he could jump into the bowl, and he caught the lip with the rear tire, and it pitched the car.
yeah, it would have been
And
sweet if it would have worked.
yeah, if it would have worked, he'd have been in second place, I think. So, um, that was really cool. I mean, I got to see a little bit of the racing. Um, there was some, I got to hear all of it, right, on
Yeah.
the operations and USAC safety and scoring and timing radio race operations. I got to hear everything, and it was, everything from broken belts to, you know, flat tires, people getting out of their car because they had a flat tire um, on a hot course, to guys stuffing it. I actually saw a picture after my buddy Jimmy was on one of the operations teams, and they do um, area flagging, marshaling, flagging, and vehicle extraction from the race course type stuff. And there was a white 4-seat Razor that just nose stuffed it and actually stood it directly on its nose.
Lawn dart.
Yeah. Yeah, gnarliness, right? But yeah, man, it was so cool. And I'm so grateful for the Red Bull team and for the way that not only States and Kingdom, but the entire Rebel team just welcomes me in and makes me feel like part of their family. And to the extent where I'm very grateful. They were kind enough to send me home with well supplied, let's say, of sugar free Red Bull.
But well
Enough,
deserved. Well
yeah,
deserved Red Bull.
enough to get us through probably a year's worth of episodes. So cheers to Red Bull and the team. Chris, thank you. Appreciate your generosity and looking after me.
Look at that. Label out and
Cheers.
everything
Yeah,
for our
label
YouTube
out,
viewers.
logo placements, everything, right? So, and it was just really cool. I mean, the racing was good. When the flag dropped, when the checkered flag dropped, in the sportsman class, I got the call for car numbers. Um, so then I'm down at the far end of Osborne, the safety turnaround, waving, trying to wave drivers in. And of course, um, not saying the sportsman drivers aren't talented. They're maybe not as attentive as the pro drivers. Um, Pro drivers, when they come off a track, especially if they know or feel like they were up front, they're looking for some kind of signal, right? Um, the sportsman drivers, the second place car was of course my good friend Maddie Wedeking, and I got she saw me waving and came up in, and I got her placed. And the first place guy went by and then saw and had to make a big loop. And I'm not even sure. I think the third place guy came in like 4 cars later because he got lost after the checkered. So um, the pros, it was like 1, 2, 3, get in here. We were holding the other cars. They do allow us a window to plug up most of that area where we set the podium up, but I can't, dude, for me, it's like so awesome. I'm the guy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, some people would be like, oh, big deal, whatever. But I get to be the guy that, and these people, a lot of these people are my friends that I get to wave in and direct, pull up this way, back up, left, right, back up, stop there, and get them all staged. Um,
No, it
and
is
so,
awesome. It's one, if they know you, it's a friendly face. Two, you're probably going to get on the TV show because you're doing all the crazy flight directing, right?
right. Well, I don't care about that part. I just
Yeah,
think
but I
it's
care about it because I wasn't
cool.
there. I want to see you do it.
I think it's just cool to do that
Yeah.
and know that there again, Red Bull and States and Kingdom trust me to get it right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So um, it, but it's really cool. I just love doing that part, directing the excitement, like the end of the day, sort of, so to speak, and and it's far from the end of the day, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I get to be basically the first quote unquote official
Yeah.
that the racers see, you know. And when Maddie came in, she was holding up, like, I could see her eyes were like the size of saucers, and she's holding up two fingers and like shaking her head like, did I get two? And I'm like, yeah, two.
Sweet. Oh,
And
that's exciting.
you know, high fives while she's trying to park the car and stuff. So it was really cool. And you know, she hasn't raced in quite a while. And apparently I didn't get to see much of it, but apparently her and her boyfriend Matt Lasher were like wheel to wheel for second and third
Oh, wow.
the entire race, like battling it out. And I guess
Damn.
he broke right at the end, last lap.
You don't forget those. Jeez.
No, but it's really, really cool. I got to get a picture of her with her, get my selfie with her with the trophy, you know. Um, they ran the pro race, and Seth came in probably um, 3/4 the way through the pro race. And he pulled up, and I gave him the broke signal, and he just nodded his head, and I directed him where to park. And you know, I feel bad that he had an issue. Our boy AJ pulled I think fourth, either fourth or fifth, and basically a bone stock X3, whatever they are, XS, XR, whatever.
Yeah.
Not the new
Not the
Maverick
new R.
R. No, X3
RS.
RS, yeah, or XRS or whatever, with a cage and window nets. Very little done to it, pretty much all stock.
It's probably kind of fun just to put his foot to the floor and
He said he had a blast.
yeah. Well, what a
Yeah,
different race than I know we use the D word all the time in the show, but from Dakar where you're doing that for 10,000 miles over 2 weeks, and now it's just like pylon to pylon as fast as you can go.
yeah, and find the best line. And you know, I know before Dakar he did a bunch of dune training out
Good.
at Glamis, so um, he looked really comfortable. And then our girl Mia Chapman, was right behind him in her Can-Am. I think he finished fourth and she finished fifth, or he finished fifth and she finished sixth. Um, so that was really cool too. And you know, it's just it's so rad to, you know, pull these kids, I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
and you know, and stage them um in the at the podium, and you know, let all the other cars that want to come in, get them all in, make sure we have clear way for the ambulance, and clear turnaround for emergency vehicle, but pack it up and let the party begin. And you know, then of course for me, it's back on security detail, just
Yeah.
making sure, you know, that we don't have people coming driving up there at that time and stuff like that. So um super cool. But you know, one of the coolest things is not just the opportunity I get to do another event with the general. I really enjoy working with him, and super great guy. Um and the whole operations team. But you know, it's a side by side specific event, and the people that I get to see, um, you know, from the side by side industry that I don't normally get to see at a lot of events. It's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I got to see Aaron and Amy Quintero
Nice.
and spend some time visiting with them. Um, and you know, even Joey D and Camille came out, and the boys, and holy cow, the boys are not little anymore. You know, it was just amazing. I was just like, holy cow. I have a picture somewhere of those two boys sitting on the roof of a Razor 170, like eating gummy worms or something at a UTV World Championships,
How
you know.
funny.
So it was cool to catch up with Joey. You know, we have a ton ton of history working together back in the Muzzy and UTV Underground days. We collectively did a lot of things that, you know, never been done before, and a lot of stuff hasn't been done since,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
including, and not limited to, but including XP1K2 and XP1K3, Um, and man, I go into a whole nother story on
Hmm.
K2 because I was on set with Rob Muzzy for almost a week.
Yeah, yeah.
And, but it was so cool. The Melvilles, Kyle and Christy Melville, um, were out there. They're working with USAC as far as tech. And so that was really cool. Of course, my boy, Brian from Long Travel Industries. I rarely get to see him, maybe 2 or 3 times a year. And we go way back to, the '08 Terex racing days. So, so good to see him. And really shout out and props to him because he's the one that actually referred me to Tommy, the Bomber Benacci, about the Bomber eyewear, and referred me to Bomber Eyewear to check them out. And it was pushing 10 years ago now, and
It's been a
um,
fruitful relationship.
it has been great. I would not change any of that. So, and of course, just the crew, um, the infamous Mrs. K Butts, um, amazing, um, such an awesome girl. And just like, it's so cool to be around. I can't even tell you, like Kane Smead, that's been a photographer and journalist in the industry for thousands of years, I think. um, see him out there, and just like so many of my friends that it's I can't even, of course, Seth, AJ.
Yeah.
I got to meet AJ's wife.
Oh,
She's
cool.
awesome. Um, it's just so cool to see so many. Of course, Mia, her dad, Super Joe. Um, even got to see, the old Purple Haze XP1000 that I built for Rob Muzzy.
Did you tear up a
Uh,
little bit? Were you like,
yes and no. The car looks awesome. I mean, red, white, and blue.
oh, is
Hey,
it? Okay.
yeah, yeah. How can you go wrong? It's but it's still unmistakably, that Glascraft body, that me and our R&D guy Sean just spent hours getting meticulously lined up perfectly and making every edge fit and make it look, unbelievable. And it still looks amazing.
Good.
They've
Taken
repowered it.
care of.
Yeah, they've taken great care of it. Um, and the doors, that is a TMW cage, with it originally had TMW doors on it, but the TMW doors would not fit the Glasscraft body. Um, so uh, Sean and I actually we cut the front half of the doors off and built custom fit front doors. And then I built all the skins for those doors, rolled them, cut them, rolled them, shaped them. Um, so, it's really cool. It was a really nice touch to, I was like, hey, I know that body, you
Yep.
know,
Yeah,
and
I'm looking at pictures of it right now, and with you driving it online, it's nice to see it again.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, um, yeah, man. And then, just to see like everybody in the industry, and so cool. And then I get to dune a
Yeah,
little bit.
a little bit.
I run the rental cars, test them all out. we had two different rental companies. So we had Glamis Rentals or Glamis Rents, whatever it's called, and we had six Can-Ams from them. And then we had six miscellaneous vehicles from another company based out of I think the LA area, and most of those were beat and questionable, but they survived.
All right.
So, but I get to run all those. And, then on top of that, you got to remember we're fueling all those cars.
Yeah.
And operations, when they're running stuff, no matter what it is, out to the dunes and haul and weight, they're burning fuel,
Yeah.
So burned a lot of fuel, pumped a lot of fuel. But yeah, man, it was crazy. It was awesome to see everybody. It was so much fun. People are like, man, why would you take a job where you're fair chance you're not going to sleep one night? And I'm like, it's just rad.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a cool thing.
Just the good outweighs the bad. I mean,
yeah. And to be part of it, now the third annual, and I've been a part of every single one. It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah, and you're not a sleeper anyway, so I mean it's not a big deterrent for you.
I've got my 2024.
Here, flip
official.
it up. Flip it the right side up.
Oh.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, check that out. Oh,
yeah.
I see what. Okay. Let's see what happened here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it's just just an amazing event. Great racing.
Yeah.
Incredible racing. Incredible action all the way through. Everybody did a great job. My buddy Jesus, or as we call him, Hey Zeus.
That's fun.
Yeah, he's a medic and the on-site medic, and he brings a couple of docs in and a couple of nurses in. And so it's always awesome to see him. And dude, yeah, just crazy, crazy goodness, I mean, the weather, I mean, other than a little bit of rain and that gnarly ass windstorm, the rest of the weather on race day was unbelievably good.
Yeah, it was pretty bad leading up to it. So I mean, it's nice that it wasn't the other way around where it was so nice and then was just apocalyptic winds after that. That would have sucked big time.
Yeah, now it was almost like it held off on purpose because by the time the podium celebrations were done and trophies were handed out and all that, and the team was already out pulling pylons, generators, all that stuff out of the dunes. The weather blew in, wind picked up, and it ended up raining again, for light rain for a little bit. So
the weather just perfectly held for the racing and then back to snafu.
Yeah, so but again, with the crew that good, we all stay on task, and I even went out and the wind was howling, and we were out there just pulling pylons. That was Sunday. We were wrapping stuff up and getting things handled, pulling those delineators. Man, just the wind was howling, and I was like, well, I want to help these guys, and I run a forklift, and so I was able, as I stacked bike fence in base camp, then I could pick up the bike fence and move it to where it was supposed to go. And so, be kind of self-sufficient I was kind of trying to wrap base camp while they were out preoccupied, getting delineators. And bike fence and all that stuff from the dunes. So, um, and striking things like that big Red Bull Star tent in the wind, and doing it safely.
Yeah, no
Um,
easy task.
no, like I said, just an amazing crew, just crazy. And so got that all done, and you know, then it was trying to get rental stuff out. Got some rental trailers prepped to get out and getting the boneyard packed up, which Snowman handles, and Eric Snow, but everybody calls him Snowman because there's already an Eric at States and Kingdom. So, and dude is just, they did a great job of getting everything stuffed in the semi trailer and getting it ready. Um, and by Sunday night, we're back down to big stack of rental equipment and bike fence and stuff, and my trailer, um, one of the guys in closed trailers, and the general's trailer, and that was it. Everything else
Mm,
was
that
oh,
was
and
the show. Yep.
yeah, and security had a trailer, but that was pretty much it. And man, it was just it was
Successful event.
crazy. It was very successful, so much fun, so exciting.
Good. Yeah, I
Um,
can see your positivity and your smile about it. It's no, don't deny it. It's still work, and it's more work than most people would do, but you thoroughly enjoy it. That's clear.
yeah, for sure. And yeah, maybe people that wouldn't enjoy that kind of work should do it and learn to enjoy it because it's good for you. It's good for your body, good for your mind for sure, and definitely good for your mental health also. And it's very rewarding to be part of such an iconic event.
For
I
sure.
mean, Red Bull Sand Scramble.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
Yeah. And, they hate to throw a little pessimism in there, but all things come to an end eventually. Just say you're doing it now. This is the time. It's happening
Yep,
now. Keep it going.
yep, that's exactly it. And you're uh, some people aren't prepared to work from get up at 4:30 and take a RV shower,
Yeah.
which if
Yeah.
you've never taken an RV shower, you'd never understand it. Cole knows what I'm talking about.
At least I fit
um
in them.
yeah, and been out and working at 5 or 5:15 in the morning till 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I mean, that's just what it calls for. And sometimes it involves, sleeping 1 hour and how many ever, and just getting the job done. And priority there obviously is we don't lose any assets,
Yep.
but we also don't lose any guards. We want to
Yeah.
make sure
Yeah.
and keep everybody safe and look after everybody. Um, so, it's definitely, I mean, it's an unbelievable event. There's a little look into the behind the scenes type stuff. Um, that being said, Saturday night, just before sunset, uh, Butts is like, we're going to sunset. Let's go. Well, first he said, hey, you want to go up? You want to go up to sunset? A couple of the guys are up there. I'm like, I don't know. He's like, get your helmet. We're going. So I loaded up and it was rad. I was so grateful he did because all the years that I have been going to Glamis, I believe since 2012, at least twice a year, um, sometimes many more times, I have never watched the sunset from Sunset Hill.
Yeah. And those were some wild photos you were sending. I mean, I screenshotted one of them. It was pretty wild.
Yeah, it's like there the sunsets, sunrises too. The sunrises from Osborne, unbelievable. And there's a lot of weird stuff that goes on at sunset there. Um, like there was these guys in robes sword fighting on top of a dune.
All right.
Um, yeah, I don't know, but apparently reels and TikToks are the big thing at Osborne Lookout
I
because
was gonna say some amateur filmmakers, huh?
non-stop all day long. It's crazy.
Huh. How weird. I mean, I get
Yeah.
it, but how weird.
Yeah, I mean, perfect setting, but still, yeah, you're right. How weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, shoot, filmed Jumanji 2 out there with the UTVs, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and didn't they shoot some of Jumanji 1 too?
No, not that not that I know of. To be fair, of I
I
know I didn't.
think,
I know I didn't have to do wheels and tires for Jumanji 1.
right? Oh, maybe it was 2 where Disco Dave was doing some of the
Yep, yep.
driving and stuff.
It
Yeah.
says that the world's best catering from Mr. Mouse himself in a two-story semi-trailer and homemade ice
Yeah.
cream and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Hey, it's funny that our friend Sarah Price did a lot of the stunt driving in the side by sides in Jumanji
I had
2.
no idea. I had no
Yeah.
idea. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, she's bona fide badass stunt girl also. So
Yeah.
um
Wow.
stunt person, whatever. I don't know.
Person of stunt,
Stunt woman, stunt man, stunt woman. Anyways,
a stunter.
she is good. Um yeah, so that's a little known fact. So with that, man, holy cow, that just kudos and shout out to my Red Bull family, the States and Kingdom family, and of course Mario and Andrew, um, and Chapman's. Uh, man, so good to see everybody. So much fun, and I thank everybody for just letting me do my Mad Dog thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you're close to home, but you're in your element. So that's always nice to see. I know you got another one of these, and it just happens to be on the other coast of the United States, but nice that this one was so close to home.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully everything gets gets through. I'm already scheduled for it for the uh Red Bull Beach Scramble and where the hell was that?
New Jersey.
In New Jersey. Yeah. I was trying to remember the name of the town, but it slips me right now. But yeah, New Jersey, right off of Maurice Pier. Um, and we actually had some meetings about it
Oh, good.
um, while I was out at Sand Scrambles. So I'm really, really excited. Things are changing up a little bit, which we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
But we have a little more beach to work with. So
Oh,
uh,
okay. All right.
it's yeah, there's some cool stuff coming out. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right.
But yeah, man. And of course, seeing what I call my kids, um, shout out Corbin Leverton, um, or Shelby Anderson Leverton's husband. Um, he won the pro. I didn't cover the podium on the pro. He won the pro. Great job. 2-time Red Bull Sand Scramble champion now, back to back.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, he had a good run. So and then of course Seth, AJ, Joey D's kids, and Mia. Just so many people, it's just really, really like so exciting. I would go back and do it again tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean, left a good taste in your mouth. Left a good sugar-free Red Bull taste in your mouth.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, with that, man, like I said, we're heading out for the season championships for the AMA Arena Cross Championship Series presented by Kicker Performance
It's gonna be
Audio.
crazy.
Yeah. And guess what?
What?
Our loyal Canadian listener,
Yeah.
Mr. Rob McDonald, is in Vegas right now.
Oh, hot damn.
Yeah, and we'll be all weekend. So
Oh, cool. Nice.
yeah, I got him hooked up to come to the race, the full Mad Dog package. And then I happen to be talking to our podcast guest and good friend of both of ours, the Swedish Viking.
Oh, yeah. Local boy.
Yeah, Nick Granlund. And he's coming too. So
Nice. Sweet. Yeah, you're going to have some international special guests here.
yeah. So it should be I thought it was funny though, how many of the people when he's walking around at the track party, and meeting the riders and just kind of walking the track, how many people, in that genre do you think will recognize that he's like a world champion monster truck driver, world champion quad racer? I don't know what he hasn't raced.
I mean, he's
But
a big dude. They should get him out on a LT 250 and just let him do a lap.
yeah,
See if he do the finish line double.
he said he's done arena cross way back when, and he's like,
That's right.
Arena cross track is not a place for a quad.
That's why it's exciting. That's why it's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's why this has to happen. Yeah, that's really cool, man. That's nice that one that your wife's going with you, but two that there's like people that you also get to look forward to who wouldn't normally be at the races going to be there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm really excited for it, and so yeah. What you got?
All right, rapid fire to wrap this up. And if you would like to talk about any of these things, stop me at any point. Here are my quick things. All right. First and foremost, prayers and thoughts with Clayton Roberts. He had a huge get off at National Hare and Hound. It's all on video. The first quarter mile of the bomb run. I mean, the crash was unbelievable. He needs support right now, financially, and good thoughts and vibes. And huge shout out to Dalton Charlie who stopped his bike and tried to wave hundreds of riders from running him over. So
Absolutely, I saw that. I saw that on a broadcast today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Is there a? Do you know if there's a road to recovery or anything?
There is. There's a road to recovery. The easiest way that I can tell you to find it is either on National Hare and Hound has got the link right on their top of their page, and also the Kurt Caselli Foundation, KC66 Foundation link is right there at the top for him.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Secondly, in a funny aspect, Formula One this weekend, Ferrari had a win, which they haven't had in quite a while, and it just so happened to be Carlos Sainz, who is not their driver next year, who they are letting go for Sir Dumbass Hamilton. So I thought that was pretty funny. San Felipe 250 was last weekend. We saw a lot of disqualifications, and
Yes.
I thought about it over the week, and I have zero sympathy for those teams. Sorry, not sorry. A lot of people's excuse was that they didn't want to go to the writers' meeting because it's more about sponsors and this and that and that. But they did announce in the writers' meeting that if writers and drivers' meeting that if you miss these VPs and if you went on this red line, that it was an automatic disqualification, and that happened. So good on Score for not letting sponsors run their rule book. I'm proud of you guys. NHRA was this weekend here in California, and
Yeah, Pomona, right?
Pomona, and I would like to thank the three different people who all offered me tickets on 3 different days, between Ron, Tyler, and Disco Dave Kuski. Unfortunately, I could not go, but they got rained out, and it was even bad enough to where they had hail on the track on Sunday. So
Saw that.
craziness. Totally off topic, but this is the future that is so scary. An Amazon driver left a package for my neighbor in my backyard, not even my front yard. So this is what we get to look forward to with the future generations.
You
Mitch
sure it
Guthrie,
wasn't an Amazon drone drop off?
I am very sure because I watched the guy put it through the ring camera. God,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
At least if it would have been, yeah, you have to walk over, we call it the green dune. You have to walk over a huge grass hill to get to my backyard fence. And that's where God, it's so stupid. It pisses me off. It makes me laugh, but it also pisses me off.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's the future we get to look forward to. Mitch Guthrie's got a new vlog from the Mint 400. It is very good.
It is.
Like I said, he doesn't just tell you the good things. He shows you the trials and tribulations of racing and being his own team owner and a shop owner. So check that out on Mitch's YouTube page. This weekend, I was back to drumming. I haven't done it in 4 years, and I found out that the Kicker EB400s work fantastic if you were playing solo. They have just about good amount of noise cancellation with also letting your own volume come through. I was actually amazingly surprised that a product that is not designed for loud acoustic drumming worked so well. So if you are a solo drummer, get some EB400s from Kicker. Last but not least, totally off topic as this whole list has been, the Daytona 200 was a couple weeks ago, and I love that race because it's one of the few where they actually do pit stops in refueling. But it did make me sad, however, to see that there was like 5 people in the stands, and I hope American road racing can become great again. That's what I got.
I would agree with that. One other thing that I would add on the NHRA side was, I believe this year, our friend and future guest, Clay Milliken, has set a world record or American record as the fastest man in the 8th.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And I don't have the specs in front of me. I just saw something about it, was reading about it the other day. And then I saw it on a recent episode of one of Freiberger's shows. So yeah, I believe he holds the American record for the fastest speed in the 8th now also.
Wow.
And I believe he ran solid like 334 or 336 in qualifying last weekend.
Yeah, he was P6 on Friday. So
who would have thought 334 miles an hour?
Pretty fast.
234, sorry.
What, at the 8th?
334 at 1,000 feet.
Yep.
Would be possible.
Yeah, that's I mean, even the slowest of cars have trouble making traction, right?
Right.
So just to see where the technology has come is pretty wild.
Incredible.
I don't know how much more the human body can hold, so I don't know how much more worried they're about going any faster than we are now.
Right? It's crazy. Man, that was a great rapid fire, great rundown.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate that. And I know I was long-winded on the Red Bull stuff, but I just want people to share the passion that I have and the excitement that I have when you watch it on TV, on the Red Bull TV on YouTube. When it does come out, I don't think it's out yet. But you'll have a little insight as to what went behind
A little BTS.
Yeah, so pretty rad. Speaking of rad, dude, like you said, your Kicker EB400 Bluetooth earbuds, but Kicker in general, that'd be kicker.com, on Insta at Kicker Audio, are rad. They're just great people. It's a great company. They have amazing products. Look them up. Hit them up. Tell them Mad Dog sent you. Of course, Bomber Eyewear, Bomber Floating Eyewear, Bomber Safety Eyewear. Find them at bombereyewear.com, on Insta at Bomber Eyewear. Man, they are the solution. They are the blue jeans of glasses. You should own 18 pairs. Of course, the Premix podcast, our dude Cole, making all things happen on the mic with that smooth voice that he's going to pop at us right now.
Make sure to rate, review, subscribe on your favorite streaming platform.
I mean, damn, it's so good. Yeah, no, be sure and do what he says and get over to Instagram, look him up at the Premix Podcast, the at symbol ThePremixPodcast. Slide into his DMs, get him booked for emceeing or announcing your motorsports event, your off-road event, your marriage, your divorce,
lawnmower race,
slot
would
car
love that.
race,
Slot car race.
and you can hit him up for photos. So he's an exceptional action photographer, hitting up all things desert sport, specializing in things that are powered by Volkswagens.
That's fair. Yeah, I like that.
And of course, Kelsey Morrell Film, getting all of our video melee stitched together and put up on our YouTube channel. If you need video work, you need still work, you need video editing done, anything you need, look her up on Insta at Kelsey Morrell Film. Of course, handling all our social media templates, voice clips, new episode announcements, all that stuff. Hey Keeks, man, you need a website built, you need an Instagram account built, you need a TikTok account built, or you need your social media maintained, or need to hire an influencer to push your product, yell Hey Keeks, or just find her online, heykeeks.com, or on Insta at Hey Keeks Marketing, all one word. Dude, final words?
Happy Easter.
True. Easter is upon us. I will spend a portion of Easter Sunday traveling. But that is the curse of what I choose to do and what I love to do. So
Worst things you could be doing. So
yeah, absolutely. Special shout out, my dog Healy. Appreciate you tuning in all the time. Of course, the Watsons, Dr. Watson and her man, Mr. Crazy, and Rob McDonald, and of course, all the other BC Vot. So many of you that are just keep tuning in. Please remember to refer us to other people. If you like what you hear, give us a shout out to someone else or give us a shout out on social media. You can find us on Instagram at AFTR_podcast. You can find me at MAddOG_media. With that, I'm going to call it.
sweet.
Mad Dog out.
Let me be your everlasting light. Sun when there is none. I'm a shepherd for you, and I'll guide you through. Let me be your everlasting light.
Robbie,
That's how you do the podcast.